Hi, my name is Mallory. I currently live and work in Philadelphia. For my first year of field placement, I was working at a place called Fairmount Behavioral Health, which is an inpatient psychiatric hospital. They also have a drug and alcohol rehab component to them, mostly for adults, as well as a partial program. The hospital services both adults and children, but I worked on an adult inpatient acute unit, which I requested because for the rest of my time and for the past almost 7 years, I've been working in child welfare. Currently, I'm working on the hotline or doing screening services, but previously, most of my experience was in intake or investigations. And this has really been where most of my experience working with families comes from. Although it really hasn't been in a therapeutic sense, it's more so been kind of evaluating family dynamics, but I never really worked on the other end of really helping to solve those family dynamics. I more so would just refer them to a service that they would need to go to. Um, and that that's been most of it, but that's been really encompassing working a lot with children and also their family units. In my family unit, I come from a fairly nuclear family. Both my parents are still married, and I am an only child. Um, Most would say that I'm spoiled because of that, but I don't know. But anyhow, in my family unit, it's a small nuclear family, but at the same time, we have a very large extended family. Most of them are not in this area, um, and they live throughout the country or in other countries, so it takes a lot of work in order to kind of keep in touch with them. And being as though it is such a large extended family, a lot of times, there's different discrepancies that happen. So I guess the role that a lot of times that I would play in our family is being like a mediator amongst everyone. And as far as any questions that I have, as far as working with families, I'm not really sure. I mean, the whole therapeutic end seems very interesting. I know it gets very intense when you're working with multi generational issues. So I guess I would just kind of wonder, like, when is the appropriate time to kind of have everyone together discussing the issue versus having just one individual or another, like having a child and a parent individually in session to then having a parent, child, and grandparent, and how do you kind of really identify what's the issue between a parent and a child versus what's just a systemic issue that comes from like maybe a grandparent, or how the identifying how the parent has been raised and how long that takes. All right, thank you.